ticket to New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, 1 New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame official T-shirt, 1 Eric Bischoff exclusive Q&A session, 1 Jim Cornette exclusive Q&A session.
That's cool.
1 Jim Cornette combo photo and autograph. Oh, this is a fabulous one. 1 bikini super ticket. This includes
Jim
all
Cornette.
bikini photo ops. 1 bottle of JR's barbecue sauce. 1 bottle of JR's ketchup. 1 bottle of JR's mustard. 1 deluxe photo op super ticket. Includes all deluxe photo ops. 1 ticket.
We're not. By the way, let me interrupt. This is not another bit that we've come up with to satirize the entertainment industry and the VIP ticket.
This is real. There's
ladies
more.
and gentlemen. I mean,
I don't want to hear more.
You have no reason to believe me when I say that we're not kidding.
No.
This is kind of like when Owen Hart fell from the rafters and they tried to make everybody understand it was real. This is real.
Yes.
This is real.
Let me put this all in perspective. If you're that much into professional wrestling, that's a $900 ticket. There is a local wrestling school in Pawtucket taught by a very reputable trainer. He's been in TNA, Ring of Honor, WWF. That costs you $2,000. So if you're going to blow $900 on that, come up with another 11 and just become a freaking wrestler.
Exactly.
Yeah, could you imagine like $900 what that'll get you at WrestleMania?
Well, there's
That's a
still
good seat.
more. I mean, it
Yeah,
also...
but yeah, become a wrestler yourself, and then you can interact with these people on a professional peer.
I mean, you won't get any
basis.
barbecue sauce, but
What about the ketchup and the mustard? I mean,
You mean there's more?
Yeah, there's still more, George.
You mean itemizing the condiments, or you mean there's actually more beyond the condiments?
There's more.
you get a wet nap.
You get one ticket to the exclusive VIP dinner with wrestling stars. No exact listing.
Yeah,
Because
get
half of them will back out.
Well, there's complimentary parking. Somehow the complimentary parking is included in your $900 price tag. But I guess the biggest thing that's kind of sort of, I wouldn't say worth it, but the most expensive item on the list is 2 nights in the hotel stay of the official NEFF hotel.
Joe Bruin's spare bedroom.
It doesn't say what hotel. It just says official NEFF hotel, so it might be the Motel 8 with rats.
Well, either that, or I think there's a couple of
One
motels
next to
under
Bigfoot's.
renovation or construction.
It's the Gardner Hill Insane Asylum.
Well, maybe it's that.
We're part of this
Maybe it's that
900.
motel out on near Jefferson Boulevard where they used to have the Bickfords.
Oh.
The one that keeps getting busted for
Ew.
prostitution and bed bugs.
Oh.
All I'm going to say is I want one of these passes. Can you buy me 2, please?
Yeah. Now, if one of those prizes that went in that package was the opportunity to punch Eric Bischoff in the face and walk away,
I might pay
that
$900.
I would probably pay $900 for that.
Yeah, no, you just get to go to his exclusive Q&A.
Can I sit out there and heckle him and tell him he sucks?
Why
while
do
I'm
you
there?
suck?
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Well,
why
Did you ruin WCW?
Yeah. Why has everything you've done been a failure?
Why did you almost sink TNA? No.
I have a follow-up question. Why do you suck?
Hey, why? I got another follow up.
Now there's no specific names of. There's got to be a roster of the wrestlers in attendance, right?
Yes. Oh, we found the hotel accommodations is actually the Omni in Providence. That's supposedly the official hotel of the New England Fan Fest.
Well, it's a real hotel, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but who are the wrestlers?
Let's check.
They're
this.
all subject to change too.
But this is the confirmed wrestling stars list.
There is
according
no
to
such
their
thing as
website.
confirmed. Those guys can back out
Well, you
any
tell
minute.
the designer of this website that he's a liar.
No, they're confirmed Chuckles. Who is
Yes,
it?
this is Bill Goldberg, Scott Hall, Jim Ross.
Well, all right. I'm going to go with Chuckles on this one. Scott Hall will. I seriously doubt will be making an appearance.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. He's questionable right from the get go.
Amy Dumas, Gene Okerlund, Howard Finkel, Tommy Lister, let's see, Maria, whose last name I'm going to butcher, so we're just going to ignore that. It's the Maria that our adorable Dan Case over there would
Thinks
love
he
to
has
drive
stands
home.
a chance.
Yeah. Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff, Shelly Martinez, Larry, something with a Z. and
Larry
Rock-
Zbyszko.
Larry
Yeah,
Zbyszko?
I
Don't
didn't
you
want
ever
to-
butcher that.
Yep, that's why I didn't say it. Barbie Blank, Jimmy Snuka, El Patron, Alberto. So Alberto.
You can stop there. All right. So they
Yeah, there's a
they
whole
came
lot
up with
more.
they came up with a roster.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah,
If that was a typical, okay, pay a typical fee and walk in the door, I'd say okay. But not.
yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, Tony, how are we doing for time here, by the way?
We're at 48.
48. Okay, we're going to get back to the music, but before we do, I just want to point something else out when it comes to these conventions, whatever you want to call them, VIP. And this is something I've experienced personally, and it's nothing personal against any of the people involved because it, as the old saying goes, the cliche, it is as it is. When Tony joked about why don't you just pay $1,100 more and become a professional wrestler, that is really the only way to get on a...
You can meet these guys for free then. You'd be their peer.
Right. That's the word I'm looking for. In other words, let me say this as clearly as I can. I want to choose my words. Anytime you go to a convention and meet a celebrity, whether it's a musician, whether it's an author, whether it's a wrestler, it doesn't matter who it is. If you go there as a fan, every one of these celebrities has two conversations. And I believe this was Peter Straub, the author, who explained this. There's two conversations. There's one conversation that takes place between the celebrity and their peers, as Nurse Misery, perfect word. There's another conversation that they have prepared for the fans. In other words, when you meet, and again, they're not doing this cynically. They're not, or at least most of them aren't. They're not doing it cynically, but there is no way that you're going to have an equal conversation between, you who paid your money, to shake hands with them, and somebody who, has taken bumps for a living if they're a wrestler, someone who's, you're not.
No, you're a respectful dollar sign.
Right, Nurse Misery, and I'm trying not to say it that cynically because, believe me, I've met...
Some people are amazing.
Yeah, I've met plenty of, horror, authors of the written word. Doug Bradley was, Pinhead. They're nice people. They're cool people. They're not being cynical.
No.
But nevertheless, you are not their peers.
No, you are paying them for their time.
Right. It is an artificial. It's an artificial situation.
I'll sum this up nicely. It's like calling a prostitute your girlfriend.
Basically, yes.
Thank you, Tony Jones.
You're
yes,
paying for their friendship and love.
Yes, and or maybe an escort. Let's not say prostitute. Let's say escort. But that's
much classier.
That hits the nail on the head. Yes, a non-cynical escort has decided will chit chat with you for the length of time it takes to shake your hand and say thanks for being a fan. Anyway, enough said on that. Okay, let's go back to the music. Let's go with Angel Corpse doing an Iron Maiden cover. I love this version of the song. Genghis Khan here on the Haunted Cabaret on Rhode Island Free Radio. All right, and that was Angel Corpse doing a killer cover of Iron Maiden, Genghis Khan. And unfortunately, as usual, time has fled, and we're almost out of here for this week. Thank you, Chuckles. Thank you, Nurse Misery.
I feel we'll be answering quite a bit of hate mail this week.
I look forward to it, especially since Tony Jones is the one that feels the hate mail, and I don't. I sit here immune because I ignore the whole thing. What I don't ignore, though, is my set list, my music list. I even impressed myself this week. I tell you, this is what you call a diverse musical playlist. Yes. I'll tell you. All right, and let's wrap up with New York Dolls. That'll do it. Yeah, New York Dolls. Yeah, Babylon. One of the places I wish I could have been. Here on the Haunted Cabaret, Rhode Island Free Radio. Nighty night.